Good morning, everybody. Lee Brower here, and welcome to this week's edition of Meaningful Monday. I am grateful to be here. I've got an attitude of gratitude, and I've even dressed up for you, and I'm glad to be here. So here's a riddle for you. You can count the number of seeds in an apple, right? Maybe 5, 10. Easy. But here's the impossible question. How many apples are in a seed? We can't know. One seed can become a tree that produces thousands of apples, tens of thousands, maybe more, because it can create trees that create trees. The potential is limitless, but only if you're willing to wait for it. And that's exactly what we've stopped doing. Think about it. What are we sacrificing when we demand everything now? You know, that instant gratification. There was a company years ago called B.I.G that surveyed 2,000 British adults to understand the limits of modern patience. And the results were startling. People got frustrated after just 16 seconds waiting for a web page to load. 22 seconds if Netflix didn't stream. 28 seconds if their kettle didn't start to boil. 28 seconds before we feel restless. Now, contrast that. This thing, just less than a generation ago, we would wait on the average 3.7 days for a letter to arrive by mail. And we were totally fine with it. You see, technology didn't just speed things up, it's rewired our expectations. We've shifted from a waiting culture to an instant culture. And when our instant expectations are met, we get frustrated, agitated, we have impulsive behavior, and we have regret. See, technology hasn't given us speed, but it's quietly stealing our strength. Impatience has become a habit, and habits, if left unexamined, become our biases, our default way of thinking. Think about the Chinese bamboo tree. You've heard this before, but when you plant a Chinese bamboo seed, you water it how often? Every single day. And for the first year, nothing happens. Not a sprout, not a shoot, nothing visible above the ground. Year two, still nothing. Year three, nothing. Year four, now you're wondering if you wasted your time. Then in the fifth year, something miraculous happens. The bamboo shoots up 90 feet in just 6 weeks. So, did that tree grow 90 feet in 6 weeks or 5 years? 5 years, right? Because all that time you thought nothing was happening. The tree was developing a massive root system underground, strong enough, it had to be strong enough to support that explosive growth. And that's what instant gratification is stealing from us. We've forgotten that the most valuable things are developing roots we cannot see. It's the struggle where our growth comes. Relationship needs roots. You can't microwave trust. You can't instant message intimacy. Real connection requires time. And that allows misunderstandings. They've got to have time to get worked through. Ordinary moments then become something extraordinary. Your skills need roots. Masteries require repetition, failure, adjustment. Thousands of hours of invisible practice. Everything valuable is happening beneath the surface in the invisible hours. It's that unglamorous waiting. Warren Buffett said the stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. The same information is available to everyone, the same opportunities, but wealth flows from those who can't wait to those who can. And that's the power of patience. The struggle. Instant gratification spends today's sweetness, but patience multiplies tomorrow's harvest. When we chase now, we often trade long-term freedom for short-term comfort. We spend before we think, we react before we reflect, we choose quick. We choose quick over quality. And patience isn't passive. You know what it is? It's strength under control. And this is true everywhere. Consider compound interest. Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. But if you invest just $10 a day starting at age 25, by age 65, you could have over $1 million. But when did that growth occur? Most of it happened in the last 10 years, just like the bamboo tree effect. The apples in the seed, the apples are in the seed, but you'll never count them if you dig it up after 16 seconds to see if it's growing. One day, sometimes suddenly, sometimes gradually, all that patient investment breaks through the surface. 90 feet in 6 weeks. So here's my challenge for you this week. I'm going to give you, I listed a whole bunch of them. Think about waiting 3 seconds before responding in a heated starting something you know won't pay off. But I think here's a good one. It'll pay you dividends right away. How about this week? We all agree not to check our phone for the first hour of the day. My prediction, that would be like planting a seed that would pay us dividends. Remember, to lose patience is to lose our inner battles. But to win that battle, you wait when everything in you wants the result now. It's to plant a seed whose apples you cannot count. Remember, you can count the seeds in an apple, but you can't count the apples in a seed. Plant something today, then give it time to grow. Make life meaningful. I look forward to talking to you next week. Bye-bye.